Well, I was in the best physical shape of my life right up to the point that I died, or close to it.
I was asked if I would chair the campaign for the new renovated emergency room, and I was really honored that Augusta Health would ask me to do that. But I agreed because I believe so much in what this hospital does for our community, and especially the emergency room.
And he was so excited because the chainsaw was brand new. It was his first time out with it.
And I had made arrangements with a friend of ours from the church to come out here and to cut wood. Things changed in a hurry. I was lifting a pretty heavy log up and I was going to put it on the splitter, and I did it, and the next thing I realized I had some really pain, and it was right up in here. Pain started going down my arm and went into my jaw. My first thought was, God, just be with me.
When I first got the call, I said, oh my gosh, Bob's cutting his leg off. And he said, no, he was having chest pain. Okay, they're going to take him to the hospital. He's had a heart attack.
I mean, the thing that amazes me about this whole thing is how quick everything flowed. All the little snippets that we're talking about went real fast.
You don't have to be sick. Things happen. And the emergency room was always there for us.
I love having the option to go, especially as a mother of young children. This is the first time I've witnessed them being as busy as they were. There's at least someone in every room. When we first got there, he told me, he said, Mom, there's a lot of people in here. We're gonna be here all night.
Even with it tight and cramped, it's a great staff, and they move people through very quickly, very, very efficiently. So I think this will be kind of like the analogy of when you get the racehorse on an open track. All of a sudden, you're going to see how fast it can really run and how well it can really run. So I think that'll be awesome. We're very excited to see it completed. I think it's going to make the patients much more comfortable. There'll be a lot more room in the patient's exam area for them. They'll have more privacy. We'll be able to see patients individually. Patient flow through the emergency department.
There were times when we were squeezed into the hallway. We were in tiny rooms where my wife was having difficulty. I couldn't get in to be there to hold her hand because of all the equipment in the small room. So I ended up at the end of the bed holding her foot. That's not the kind of facility that I want for other people into the future. And you know, someday my kids are going to want to hold my hand, and I want them to have a facility that, where they can do that.
As I was climbing this hill, this last hill of our ride, I started having the sudden onset of the worst headache of my life. And I'm a guy that never has headaches. My wife was at home, and I called her and said, something's wrong, I have a terrible headache, you need to come get me. My wife took me to the ER immediately, and that's when I saw Tom Carter, a friend of mine who I've dealt with professionally for many years. And a guy I know, a guy I trust. To see a fellow that you Sorry. When I started talking about this, it's kind of hard.
But when Eric came in that night, he, as a physician patient, knew what had happened or had a good idea of what had happened. And it was humbling. You know, I walked into the room, here you see your good friend, and instead of talking together at the bedside, he's in the bed with a very serious problem.
Although this emergency room was designed about 20 years ago, is not meeting the kind of need that we're going to face in the future. And I want to be part of a solution. I want to see an emergency room that's larger, more friendly to the families that are faced with their family members in the emergency room.
If he hadn't been able to have that done at Augusta, I don't know what would have happened.
I can just say how wonderful it is to have an ER that we can depend on.
I shouldn't be here now. I shouldn't be here talking to you. Time is critical. This hospital being here is a big reason that I'm talking to you today.
Moments do make a huge difference. With the new ER, I think it'll help us to even cut down that time even more. Moments matter, and our goal is to make every moment count.